there's 5. So yeah, but it's their own fault because I've not got a sidekick here to help me maintain or talk to people before the show. We're just relying on everybody coming, nobody having any problems. And that's highly stressful for me. So sorry if it comes across, but yeah, I'm getting tired now and not having a sidekick, really. You know, so I'm going to start the show. That's just a YouTube. 1, 2, 3. Let's go back to the main thing. And yeah. Welcome, Angie. How are you doing, dear?
I'm
Angie,
good. How are you guys?
Yeah,
I'm doing good.
Yeah, good. So before I do the main recording, the first 2 people that we're going to feature tonight is Jane Marie, then Ahia. I'll just keep everyone muted except from the first guest, who is Jane Marie. And then after we've featured the song, I'll ask you all to unmute yourself in order to give each other, you know, a little review or a compliment if you want to. You don't have to do it, but I'm sure you'll want to. So let's start the recording now, and I'll be making 10 guests on this show because it's called the 1010, and it's affecting me, that, honestly. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. 1, 2, 3, let's go. Hi, and welcome to 1010 podcast episode 38. Tonight we will have 10 artists on the show. We'll feature 1 track each. And coming up first from England, we've got Jane Marie. Could you introduce yourself, Jane Marie, and tell me the story behind your song, Somebody Out There?
Hi, I'm Jane Marie. I have been a composer for 25 plus years now. I used to write for film and television. And then during lockdown, songwriting came to me out of the blue. And I teamed up together with a lovely young vocalist called Jessica Mia, and I have a sound engineer that I've used forever. And between us, we're producing this album of songs about life, love, and lost, really. Somebody Out There, I wrote on a dog walk one day, and it's about mental health and the struggles that most of us have in life, and always wondering whether anyone understands you or gets you. And it all came out in this song. So this is Somebody Out There.
Well, Jane, you're absolutely fantastic. If you haven't heard Jane Marie's music yet, you're just going to be wowed. Simple as. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody Out There by Jane Marie.
Somebody out there who's rooting for me. Is there somebody out there maybe I just can't see? Is there somebody out there who thinks like I do? Is there somebody needing to climb mountains too? Are you somebody out there just coping with pain? Do these words resonate and you're feeling the same? Just know that I get it, and I'm out there too, wondering if I'm alone or there's someone like you. The world that we live in can be brutal and tough. It's the fight of the fittest when it all gets too much. So we cling on to daydreams and hope things will change, fighting personal battles again and again. Are you somebody out there just coping with pain? Do these words resonate and you're feeling the same? Please know that there's somebody like me, trying to keep it together for the whole world to see. Crashing down, and nobody will answer the questions as you shout. I put on a brave smile and try to be strong, but the road that I walk on is incredibly long. In the distance a rainbow only partly remains. How ironic of nature to use sunshine and rain. Are you somebody out there just coping with pain? Do these words resonate and you're feeling the same? Just know that I get it, and I'm out there too, wondering if I'm alone, or that someone is you.
Just absolutely beautiful, just as I said it was. I think it was just mind-blowing. Like to welcome Kay on here. He's another guest tonight, so that's good. We've got 7 of our 10 showed up, so that's fantastic. Jane, you're just wonderful. I'd like to start with Tim and then Peter and then Darman. What's your thoughts there?
Well, Jane, I've been listening to your music ever since we talked earlier, and it's beautiful. I mean, just simply beautiful. Not only just the vocals on that song, but just the way that you composed it. I mean, it definitely takes you on kind of a, almost feels like a butterfly flight or something. It just,
Oh,
it just feels that dreamy and it's great. It's great. There's no other way to put it. It's just fantastic.
thank you, Tim.
You're welcome.
Well said, well said. Peter, Darman, and then Glenn.
Yeah, I absolutely love the phrasing and the composition of the song. The singing is exquisite as well. I'm just wondering, did you record this in a studio? Do you record it at home? And do you play the piano? It's the first time I've heard it, but simply exquisite singing, composition, putting it all together. Everything is great.
Oh, thank you.
And a wonderful message as well.
Yes, quite on trend at the moment, unfortunately. But yes, I've got a home studio, so I record all the parts myself, and then we recorded Jess in the studio. A friend, the engineer Tim, who I work with, has his own studio, so we record her vocals in his studio, and then he mixed the whole thing for me. So
Fantastic, thank you.
Yeah.
Well said, well said. So was it Darman, then Jill, then Glenn?
Yeah, I thought on the sort of production and melody side first, I really enjoyed that it started off where you could barely hear the strings, like the piano was like at the forefront. And I enjoyed then, as it sort of progressed, you could hear a counter melody from the strings. So I really enjoyed that. And the artist herself then started doing a little bit of a harmonization later on. As for the vocalist or whatever, I'd say effortless. And what I mean by that is that she can, she's doing what she's doing with style, panache, timing, and when she's going into the small vibratos, but she's doing it in a sort of very poignant way as well. So I thought all around, excellent. I really enjoyed that. Thank you.
thank you. She's only 18, and we recorded this when she was 16, I think. So yeah, she's got an incredible voice, and each song I record with her, because we've done about 14 now, her voice is just getting better and better. So it's an incredible voice she's got.
Very impressive, yeah.
Nice one. Jill, Glenn, then Mark.
I absolutely loved this song. I always listen for the lyric because lyrics speak, to all of us about so many things. And I loved the lyric. The vocal was stunning for someone so young. Kudos to her. It is beautiful. I loved that. And I loved the hook. The hook, actually, I'm still hearing the hook in my head. So that's wonderful. I mean, I love the message. The song itself is sweet. The vocalist was stunning. I mean, wonderful job. I loved it. It was beautiful.
Thank you.
Well said. Glenn, Mark.
Yes, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, brother.
All right. Well, what a powerful track. I mean, it was, the message really was appropriate for the melody. And I loved the break, how you elevated the instrumentation during that break. It was a nice transition before you close out, with the last verse and chorus. But just a wonderful track. I love to hear it. So great. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Story, then Angie.
Oh, hi, Jane. Nice to meet you.
Hello.
Hello. So you wrote the music and the lyrics, yeah?
Yes.
Right. And did you write the vocal melody, or did she come up with that herself?
I did the whole thing.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, she did. She's really done you proud, hasn't she?
She has, yeah. Yeah.
It's a beautiful song. I'm not going to compare it to anything because I don't really like doing that. It's up there with any ballad that I've heard that I like. It's right
Lionel
up there.
Richie.
Apart from Lionel Richie. No, that is really beautiful. It's got a lovely haunted quality to it, and it's got that kind of whimsical way. It's dealing with a very serious subject in a very kind of very beautiful way. Because I don't think there's many people in this world that aren't touched by some form of mental problems. I mean, I've definitely got them, But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's beautifully sung, beautifully composed. I really liked it when I heard it this morning, when I played it this morning.
Oh.
And I want to check out the rest of your stuff because it's quality. So well done, love it.
Thank you.
You're
They're
welcome.
all the rest of my songs are equally as sad, I'm afraid. I've been told I need to cheer up a bit. Thank you.
So Angie, then Keon, then I hear our next guest also. So Angie, you're muted there, dear. What was your thoughts? And Keon, could you tell us your location when we get to your section? Angie, what's your thoughts there?
Yeah, my thoughts are the same as just about everybody's, like Mark. Just in the beginning intro of the video there, it's very relatable. We live in a society right now where people are struggling mentally, and we have to do that better, showing up for people. Really good lyrics, very good vocals. It's nice to hear it's nice to hear someone writing about what's going on. I mean, because I think all of us want to know, is there somebody, like, we want to be, relatable. Can somebody relate to me? And so, yeah, excellent vocals and excellent songwriting.
Lovely, thank you.
You're welcome.
Keon, what's your thoughts there? And could you let us know your location while you're at it?
Vernon, Alabama.
Alabama, nice one. What was your thoughts? I know you just come in halfway through that song, but what did you think there, brother?
Man, I thought it was great. It was very moving, very powerful stuff. She got a nice voice. Wow, great, great songwriting and storytelling. That's what you want. You want something that you can relate to, and that's something that you can relate to right there. Great job.
Thank you. Thanks.
Well said, well said. So I hear over in Qatar, what's your thoughts before we get to your section?
I think I agree with everything that has been said so far. And if I want to add something, I think it's when the song started, it was like, wow. The vocals. It was beautiful, beautiful. The best part about the song is once it ends, you're still humming it. It's still there in your mind. That's the best thing that I liked about the song. And that's what matters for artists. It's like after you release, after you finish, the song finishes, and then it's still lingering, it's still in your mind, and that's what makes it special and unique. So I loved it. I loved it. The vocals were like, oh my God, amazing. I loved it.
Thank you very much.
Well said, I hear. Well said, everyone. So Jane Marie, you're absolutely wonderful. So please come back on another show ASAP and let's hear more of your stuff. Jane Marie, until the next time, dear.
Thank you.
Cheers. So coming up next from Qatar, the first guest we've had from Qatar, her name is Ahir. Could you, I hope I'm saying it right, could you introduce yourself and the story behind your song Easy Enough? Yeah, why did you write that song?
Okay, so Ahir, Easy Enough is a song that is teamed up with, so I've just sang the song. So Danny Hollowbuck, she's my songwriter, so she's wrote the song, and it's been produced by Vertigo. So the best part about this song is we have we are all in different locations. So I'm in Qatar, my producer is in Pennsylvania, and Danny is in California. So so that's the best part. So like it was a song that has been produced, sang, and written in all 3 different locations. So we did everything online, and I wanted to do a love song. I wanted to do a song which had a high school kind of feeling. Like when you are in high school, you have your first crush, and you know, you look at someone and you're like butterflies in your stomach. So I wanted something like that. So I think all of us can relate to that when we were in high school. So Danny did a great job. I'm extremely lucky to have Danny and Boro work with me. And I hope all of you like it, and I'm waiting for your feedback. Thank you.
Oh, that's an absolute brilliant track, honestly. And you know, you've got the busiest YouTube channel tonight, so you have, so you do all right for yourself. You've got your fans there, 12.3 thousand followers. I hear with easy enough. Enjoy, ladies and gentlemen.
I see you with your guitar, singing about love and changing the world. Right on the bench in the park, I'm taking in every word. It takes me back to the high school, staring at the locker, brave enough to put a note inside, doing all I can do, chase away the butterfly. Falling in love, it's easy enough. Try to find the one who loves you back, someone you're meant to tap, but this time I'll get it right, 'cause I can see the colors of your heart, and I know there is a sparkle with you. I'm seeing you in my dreams, walking hand in hand on a quiet beach. It's such a beautiful scene, and I don't ever wanna leave. It takes me back to the high school, staring at the locker, brave enough to put a note inside, doing all I can do, chase away the butterfly. Falling in love, it's easy enough. Try to find the one who loves you back, someone you're meant to tap, but this time I'll get it right, 'cause I can see the colors of your heart, and I know there is a sparkle with you. Maybe there's a future fairy tale wedding, living in a house on a countryside, going on adventures side by side. You can never tell how love is gonna work out. Maybe it's only last a while. You will never know until you try. It's easy enough. Try to find the one who loves you back, someone you're meant to tap, but this time I'll get it right, 'cause I can see the colors of your heart, and I know there is a spark in love. It's easy enough. Try to find the one who loves you back, someone you're meant to tap, but this time I'll get it right, 'cause I can see the colors of your heart, and I know there is a spark with you.
Absolutely fantastic. Oh, excuse my camera.
Jubbly, jubbly.
And we do get fiber optic connected in here at 12 o'clock tomorrow, so the signal will be much better. Just absolutely brilliant. I hear, loved it, loved it, loved it. I felt the message, just fantastic. So our next guest is Jill. So Jill, you can have the last compliment this time. It's just good to go around that way. So we'll go, this time we'll go Tim, Jane Marie, then Glenn.
Well, Raven gives it 2 paws up.
No.
The song was great. Unfortunately, it took me back to my high school days.
Oh, wow.
I wasn't so successful with love in high school. I found my love right about the time I graduated. And that's when my wife and I met, and that was 41 years ago. So, and but the song was great. I mean, I believe everybody could connect with that in one way or another. And it was just an awesome song. I thought it was awesome.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're most welcome.
Well said, well said. Jane, Glenn?
I loved it. Really catchy tune. It's in my head. I've got it going around my head now. I love the chord progression to when you went to Butterflies. I've forgotten exactly how it went now, but it took me by surprise, which is great. It wasn't predictable at all. And the rhythm of the verse was great. I love the rhythm. It was really upbeat, but just, yeah, I wanted to dance. I wanted to move. I loved it. It's really good. Great. Congratulations. It's really good. Yeah, really great.
Well said, well said. So Glenn, then Mark, then Angie.
Yeah. So, lovely track. I mean, it had a great pop sound. I love how you, how the chorus lifted. And I love, the drop in the notes on Butterfly just before you transitioned into the chorus. So yeah, just a catchy tune. I think you delivered it exceptionally well. So well done. Your vocals are awesome. So I enjoyed listening to it.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Unmuted, well said. Mark, Peter, and then Keon.
Yeah, that was great. It just caught me straight away because I was following the lyrics, and the lyrics are absolutely superb. They're very intelligent as well. It's so easy to write a sloppy love song, but that was really an intelligent take on like how you feel when you're younger and you fall in love, that can suddenly come back again. No matter what age you are, you get that feeling, and you conveyed it brilliantly. As I said, the lyrics were awesome. You sang it beautifully. Class song. Top notch. Well done. Nicely done. Enjoyed that very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well said. Peter, Keon, Angie.
Okay. Well, it's taken years off of me here. I suddenly, we're so bothered by living that we forget about being young at my age anyway. You may not, but there we go. And a beautiful lyric. Echoing what Jane Marie said, I love the transition from major to minor on the sort of turnaround. I think that's very clever. And the harmonies and everything else and the song construction is absolutely stunning. I was going to ask you, is this released or is it to be released, or what's happening next?
It's released. It's released. It's on Spotify. It's everywhere. Yeah, it's released.
Okay, well, I'll check it out then, because I didn't have time to listen. These are all first time for me hearing them, so I haven't listened to any of them today. So thank you.
See, Peter, it's a very commercial, viable track, isn't it? You can just imagine it being on.
Oh.
It's just as good as anything on the radio at the moment.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. And you know something? Today I made an article for the first time regarding a pre-show article, and I usually don't tell anybody, but I don't know if you've got it or not, but I sent you all an email, and it's actually got the 10 artists in it side by side, and it shows you what they all are. So I just had an idea last night. I'm going to make a pre-show article, because I usually always do one after it. So if you check your email somewhere, Peter, you'll have a link to them all. Plus, I'll send you an updated one tomorrow, obviously. But there is a pre-show and an actual post-show article as well now. So just there, but it's not. Keon, Angie, Darmin, then our next guest, Jill. So Keon.
Yes. Oh, it's got me over here grooving and moving. I'm enjoying. I was like, wow. I was enjoying this. Is taking me back to when I was a teenager. Great job. Wow.
Thank you.
You're really talented. I enjoy listening. Wonderful job.
Well said, well said. Angie in Idaho, Darmin in Malaysia, and Jill in Wisconsin.
Yeah, just incredible lyrics, incredible beat. And yeah, it's one of those, just like Mark was saying, very commercialized. You can hear that, you can hear it everywhere. And it's just really well done, really well recorded. Very good lyrics.
Thank you.
I enjoyed it.
Thank you. I'm glad. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Darmin, then Jill.
I agree with what everybody said. It's an excellent pop song. I think the low end is brilliant. I love the beats and the bass, whatever. On the video side, I thought the video was really charming. I quite it was almost like minimalistic, which I think really suited the song or whatever. And the way the graphics and the lyrics floated around the screen, I was pulled into that as well. Like, I'm a firm believer that video and music can sort of not just complement each other, but take it to the next levels. And I think that was achieved on this one. As for the singing voice, I thought the singing was charming. The transition where like you had to almost like double time. Your elocution was excellent. You could hear every single word, which is something I struggle with. So I appreciate when someone could do it really well or whatever. So yeah, I thought it was very good and thoroughly enjoyed that.
Thank you so much.
Miss Benson, what's your thoughts before we get to your section, dear?
Yeah, actually, great songwriting on this song. After about 30 seconds, I thought, "Ooh, this is a hit." Very relatable. Loved the lyric, loved the video. I agree, the video really ties it all together. That made a big difference for me. But honestly, after 30 seconds, I thought, yeah, I could hear this in sync license. For absolutely. I was really impressed with it. A great job. Great job.
Thank you. Oh, thank you so much.
Well said, well said. So Ahir and Qatar, thank you very much for being a marvelous guest.
Thank you.
It's just going to be a short show today. I hope you can stay around for the rest of it. So Ahir, everyone, until the next time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers, cheers. So from one lovely lady to our next. Coming up next, we've got Jill Benson from Wisconsin. Could you introduce yourself, Jill, and tell us the story behind your song Lunch in Manhattan?
Yep, and you'll probably laugh about the story because I've never been to Manhattan. I've never been to New York, but I always wanted to. I still want to. Did a lot of reading up on the jazz clubs in Manhattan, and how excellent the music is, the music scene in Manhattan. And so I always enjoy jazz. Jazz is my go-to when I need to relax. Love jazz. And so I sat down and I wrote the piano part to this first. This is actually a remix of sorts from a song from my first album. All I did now was put a flute track in with this song now, along with my piano playing, because I am really, in all honesty, a flautist before a pianist. So that is the background. Yep, exactly.
Awesome. Well, without further ado, let's get acquainted with your music if you're not already. Lunch in Manhattan by Jill Benson. She goes by the name of Jai B. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy. That was just to break it up a little bit. Absolutely beautiful there. Oh, excuse me, I've got a cough today. Absolutely wonderful. Jill, just high five all round.
Thank
So
you
our
so much.
next guest is going to be Glenn, so you can comment last, dude. Let's start down the bottom. We'll go Peter, Darwin, and then Tim.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know my American geography, so I just looked up Wisconsin when you introduced yourself and realized it's next to God's own state, Minneapolis, with Prince. And for me, I'm not comparing it to Prince, but it evoked a sense of mystery. And what I really like about instrumental music, it doesn't actually write anything upon us. We can put what we think it's about on top. And that's what I most enjoyed about it. It sort of took me away into all sorts of places. And the image on the video, I mean, it's music, so I'm not really going to talk about the image on the video, but I was transported by the image to where I thought I was, which is very interesting, although perhaps you don't need to know where I was during that. but nonetheless, I thought it was very
No, I want to
dreamy.
know, Peter. I want to know.
No, I just could imagine myself having lunch somewhere in Wisconsin or Minneapolis, maybe not in New York, but it seemed a wonderful, expansive piece. And the surprising ending with the change to major at the end was that caught me by surprise. And like some of the sort of jazzy ninths and things you'd thrown in there. Did you record this yourself?
I did record this myself, yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
And I'm not good on wind. Is that flute or what were you playing there?
It's a flute.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
fantastic. Yeah,
Yep,
a lovely piece to let you sort of float away and find your own meaning of the song, actually. Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Well said, Peter. And can I just compliment Peter on his complimentary skills? What a welcome addition you are to the room. You know, I hope you're free at 7 o'clock, because I do on average 5 shows a week, and there's going to be more than that. So I'd love to have that voice back in on several of them. And I'd like to welcome Phil Lima to the show. He's made it. He's representing the band Dynamo. Phil, could you just test your mic quickly and tell me your location, please? Phil?
Hey guys, pleased to meet you. Glad to be here.
Thanks for coming. What's your location, bro?
Sorry?
Where are you? What's your location? Brazil?
I'm in Brazil, yes.
I thought you were, yes. So I'm just going to ask Glenn. Phil's in a real hurry tonight, Glenn. So is it okay if Phil goes next and then you? Glenn, is that okay? Because he's in a rush. Well, that's great then. Thanks, Phil. We'll get to you in a minute. Darwin, did you say something there?
No, not yet.
Darwin, Tim, then Keon, please. Thanks.
Yeah, piano is my sort of, well, what I started on, my main instrument. I thought it was, actually, I loved that everything was bottom end. Usually with instrumentals, you get a fair amount of high end. So I thought it was nice to have like this smoky, like Cheers bars type of music or whatever. So it sounded like a double bass to me, because they were so deep or whatever. The pianos down the scales, I really enjoyed that. And I thought the flute was so low. I thought it was a clarinet or an oboe or whatever. It was that low or whatever. So that surprised me when he said it was a flute. But I loved it. Yeah, I love instrumentals. And as the last guest said, it is very evocative, and it takes you to the place where you think you're listening to a live band just grooving away. Lovely. Thank you. It's lovely.
Thank you so
much. Well said, Darren. Always a great compliment as well. Can I just say to Phil, Keon, Angie, and Ahir and Jill, see if you turn your phone to the side, right? You'll be on a bigger view for us, and then swipe right on your phone and you'll see all the heads, because if you haven't done that, you'll just hear the voices talking. So if you swipe right, you'll see everyone there. And I bet you at least 1 or 2 of you didn't have that on. So I just have to button. Mr. Consley, and then Mr. Harris.
Well, you're right about one thing about jazz, just relaxes you. That song just kind of took me away. It was just so smooth, and the instruments all were very distinct, but yet well blended. They were great sounding. I loved it. The changes in tempo. You'd be at 1 speed, and then you go almost down to like half speed, and then you just kind of flow out and come back in. The song, it just took me away. It was great. Good job. Great job.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Well said. Well said. Keon, I hear, then Mr. Redbeard. Who's that?
Wow.
R2D2.
It's coming for your phone, Keon. Get your compliment in, brother. Keon, what's your thoughts there?
It took me on a trip around the world on that one. It caught me by surprise. It was such a good blend. You know, it kept me guessing. I really enjoyed listening to that. Great job.
Thanks so much, Ken. Thank you.
Well said, well said. I hear, then Jane, then Mark.
I love. Is it me? Yeah. Loved it. Is that an alto flute or just a flute?
Nope, it's just a flute.
Just very low. It was gorgeous, lovely sound. I love the piano chords.
Really low. Yeah.
Really low, yeah. I loved the piano chords, and I loved when the drums came in. I wasn't expecting that, so it was a nice surprise. And the tempo change was brilliant. I could really picture it on some visuals of a film or TV program. And don't hate me for saying this, but I could really hear vocals on the second part as well when you sped back up again. Maybe not lyrics, but just oohs or ahs. I could really hear a jazz vocalist going off on it. I just thought it would be, really lovely. Really loved it.
I thought about doing that too, Jane. Thank you.
Okay.
I was thinking about that. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could hear somebody going off on one on it and just improvising or something. But yeah, thought it'd be lovely. With the flute, the two together would sound lovely.
Gotcha. Thank you so much.
Sorry, I'm getting video calling me. The guests meant to be on the show tonight. Right, so I hear Mr. Story, then Angie.
Yeah, I loved it. It's especially when the rhythm started, like when the song started and then the rhythm entered. I think it was a great blend, and the ending is beautiful. The way it ended, it was wow. It was beautiful. I just loved it. It's amazing, and it did take me for a trip as well. So loved it. Thank you. Great job. Great.
Thank you so much.
Well said. Mr. Story, then Angie MJ, Glenn Hofbauer, then we're on our next guest, Philima.
All right, Jill. Basically, you've taken everyone here on a trip. Everyone feels the same way. I mean, there was no video, there was just a picture. And I looked at the picture and I closed my eyes and listened to the music. And it really did wash over me beautifully. It's got a lovely smoky feel. I could almost feel like I was sitting in a restaurant. I've never been to America, but I feel like I've been there now. The combination of the piano and flute, everything about it, I just loved it. It was really, really cool. And like I said, you've hit everyone the same. Everyone's like gone on this trip with no lyrics, just music. So that's a fine achievement. Well done. Loved it.
Thanks.
Brilliant.
Thanks so much.
Angie and Glenn.
Yeah, I agree with him. It's definitely agree that I love instrumental music. And as a matter of fact, when I snowboard, that's what I'm listening to. I don't usually listen to music with lyrics. And there's something about just taking you someplace different, right? Excellent job on the flute and all the instrumentation. I'm just really impressed. And so I love instrumentals. I love jazz. I love music altogether. And but you did an amazing job on all the, I'm very impressed. Yeah, just amazing job on all the music there. And I look forward to hearing more. That was just incredible. And I love that. I like that, taking you someplace. Everybody's been saying that, like just taking you someplace different. That's one of my favorite things about music without lyrics. And you can kind of imagine where you can be. So thank you so much, Jill. That was great.
Thanks so much, Angie. I appreciate you.
Well said, well said. Mr. Hofbauer, and then we're going to get to our next guest from Brazil.
Yeah, what a cool vibe. I mean, the melody, I think, is really what stood out to me. I just love the melody. It's a track that I could easily place or hear on the cool jazz station on XM radio. I mean, it would be a perfect fit. And being from Kansas City, we've got a great jazz heritage here, and I have a true appreciation for jazz. So Well done. Well done. I liked it a lot.
Thanks so much, Glenn. Thank you.
You are welcome.
Well said, Glenn. And you know, Jill, you're wonderful. Let's make this place your home. Come feature all your tracks, past, present, and future. You'll get write-ups about them all, and you'll meet lots of lovely people. So, Jill Benson, everyone, until the next time, because I know you'll be back. To sing over that, I don't. Mike there. It's working okay. And you're up in two guest time. So what's your location there, Emily? What's your location?
It's in Denmark, Copenhagen.
Nice one, Denmark. So welcome to the show. You've only missed 3 people, so we're on guest 4 now, which is Phil. And your guest, I'll meet you until the time and sit back and enjoy some beautiful music. Thanks. Right, so coming up next is a friend of a friend of a friend. Phil Lima from Brazil. How are you, brother? Who is Phil Lima? Who is Phil Lima, and what type of music do you do, brother?
Well, I think Dynamo is kind of hard to define. This song, I've just released the lyric video last Friday. I think it's about a post-grunge vibe, something like that. It takes us back to some and it's a song that I wrote about 20 years ago. 20 some years ago. Dynamo is a project that I brought back to life last year. There are compositions from when I was 15, 16 years old, and now I'm with 39. And I've got some partners in the Netherlands that are encouraging me to get back this project. Dean Publishing and Management, and they are helping me release these tracks. And then I'm taking these old compositions with the musical maturity I've acquired throughout these years with all the experience, and I'm putting it the way I'd like them to sound like, you know. So I'm doing almost the full package. I'm producing, I'm mixing, mastering, doing the lyric videos, producing it all by myself, and I'm actually getting pretty satisfied with the final results. And I mean, with almost no publicity, it got almost 1,000 views on YouTube on the first 24 hours.
Wow, man.
So I think it was pretty organic, mostly because it's a strong topic, right? I mean, I talk about depression in this song. The lyrics are actually new. I completely rewrote the lyrics for this song, the vocal melodies, based on the period I'm living now. I wrote this song during the pandemic. So during the pandemic, depression grew about 25% all over the world, according to the World Health Organization. Yeah. And I've suffered from depression when I was in my teens, and I studied and worked a lot with people with severe depression during my master's, where I studied in Belgium and Norway in 2008 and 2009. I specialized in back pain, but also a lot in hospitals and everything else. And I worked a lot with depressed patients as well. So this song, there's a darker vibe, I think. There's no way I can talk about depression with lots of joy, right? So
of course.
I think it's a vibe that can make you think about it, and as you watch the lyric video, some people who watched the lyric video gave me feedbacks. They felt well represented when they are in a crisis, and they felt encouraged by the lyric video to call for help whenever necessary. So yeah, I'd love to hear what you have to say about it.
You're absolutely brilliant. And I believe that Guilherme Costa is a friend of yours.
Yes, yes.
He's a legend.
City.
He's like my brother, Top Tank Promotions Brazil. He's helping me run the Facebook page. He does interviews with people. And oh man, any friend of him is already, me, Tim, and Mark are already love you to bits already. So Phil Lima with his project Dynamo, with the track Invisible Pain. Enjoy this, ladies and gentlemen. You can't not enjoy this. Although it's about a sad topic and not the only topic about not the only song about mental health tonight, dude. You're not the only one. So let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy. Invisible Pain by Dynamo, ladies and gentlemen. Just wonderful. Excuse my camera.
Excellent. Brilliant.
Wonderful. Magnifico. Brilliant, Phil. Just, you're a very, very, very good musician. Our next guest is going to be Glenn and then Emily. So I'll let Glenn have the last comment this time. Jane and then Ahir and then Mark. Jane, what was your thoughts there on that wonderful track?
Wow. Really powerful and incredibly professionally done. I can't believe you did the whole of that yourself. Everything.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. The production, the video, everything, just really, really professional. I just felt like I was watching a very professional, high-end musician. So congratulations, amazing. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm a bit speechless, really. It was amazing and a great message. I don't think you were here earlier for my song that started with, which is the same topic but completely different genre. So yeah, really great, amazing performance. Yeah, congratulations, amazing.
Thanks a lot.
Well said, Jane. Yeah, Phil, you would have loved Jane's song. That's what I was talking about. She was talking the reason she wrote her song was to try and help the cause of mental health, you know, and people do need to talk about it more. And if you really want to talk about the main reason of it, it's the big transfer of wealth in the world. And when people don't have funds to supply for people, that's the main reason that men do anything silly to themselves anyway. But let's move on. Let's go. I hear Mark's story and then Keon. So I hear and Qatar.
Yeah, I felt this. I just felt it. You know, it was. I think the entire concept, the message that you've given out, the production, I think it's outstanding. I felt this, and I do agree when you said that people did go out of the way and took steps in order to improve their depression. Listening to the song, I think I know why now, because it's beautiful. It also gave me a very 90s rock music kind of feel, you know, the GNR and Guns N' the Bon Jovi kind of feel. I loved it. I just felt this so much. Yeah. Thank you for this song, really.
Oh, really appreciate that. And on March 24th, I'll be releasing the third single of Dynamo. It's called Changes. It's one of the first songs I wrote too. When I wrote Changes, I was about 16 years old. And it's about, I wouldn't call it a sequel for Invisible Pain, but it's a song that invites us to think about who we truly are, you know, with all these social media exposure. People are always trying to be someone they're actually not for real, you know. And then if you take a look at the cover, if you go to Instagram of Dynamo, you're gonna see the cover of Changes. You're gonna see a woman that looks very sad, and she's looking through a broken mirror in her hand, representing the smartphone. And in the broken mirror, she's smiling, but outside of the mirror behind it, she's really sad. And there's the symbol of the like, of the comments, and the small skull on the bottom. So it comes to a point where it's the person's choice to be herself or to kill herself in exchange of likes and comments.
Phil, right, come back on the show on the 25th of March on the Saturday. I'm doing a 2020 that day with 20 artists. So come on the 25th and do this with your next song, okay? Saturday the 25th, pencil that in your diary. Now, Mr. Redbeard, I know you love that. Mr. Redbeard, what was your thoughts here on Dynamo?
Yeah, did you make that video yourself?
Yeah.
Well, I've got to say, that is one of the best lyric videos I've ever seen, ever. Wow. The way you put that together with the broken glass and the images and the lyrics, the way the lyrics were on the glass, the video is knockout. The music is also knockout. I heard the Soundgarden influence, and of course we all know about poor old Chris Cornell, bless him. But great, like great. You really got the message across well. I mean, there's so many ways you can sing and write about mental health. I do it. Jane did a song earlier on that was completely different to your thing, but still gets the message across. There's so many different ways you can get it across, and you really got it across the darkness of it and the solitude and the general kind of anxiety and feeling like you're down in a dark hole. Very, very impressed, mate. Very, very good.
Oh, thanks so much, Mark. I'm flattered. And yeah, thanks a lot.
Cool, man. Really
Phil,
good. Really
Phil
good.
Mark's getting a song featured tonight. If they hang around for him, his song's called Catfish Blues. You will love him. So, Keon, what's your thoughts? Keon, then Tim, then Darman. We're good over time here, but we're having great fun, so it's all good. Keon, Tim, then Darman. Keon?
Yeah, he had me whenever he said he's a do-it-himself artist. You know, I respect that because I am too. And I mean, he just blew me away with that song and video. It's nice to put the topic out there. A lot of people don't want to talk about it, but hey, I'm glad he did. It's gonna help a lot of people. He did a great job.
Thanks so much, man.
Well said. You know, if you like it, Keon, go and share it to your friends tomorrow with a little bit. I mean, like musicians, you've all got power. You've all got your own few thousand fans here and there. How do you all show each other them? That's what we're trying to mastermind, something that will take 5 to 10 years. But just watch what we do. We're doing that. Tim Consley, Darman DeFlern, and then Jill Benson.
Bill, that song touched me very deeply. I am someone who suffers from depression and anxiety, and I take medicine and everything to keep myself even keeled. But yeah, I felt some of the feelings in my past that was described in the song. And I think it's great that that is the forefront of your song, not only to mention the fact that the music, the lyrics, the video, everything were just fantastic. But yeah, that's great job, brother.
Thanks, man. Thanks a lot.
Hey, Tim, I just thought you
yeah, the high point for an artist is when the message is delivered. So I'm really glad it touched you all somehow.
Do you know, Phil, you look like a real rock star. You look like someone that can thrash your hair. I mean, look at that hair he's got there, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, he's like that's. Did you straighten it before you come on the show, or is it just naturally as cool as that? It's just naturally as cool as that. And his mutual friend that we're talking about, Guillermo Costa, he's in a super band with Mark Bowles, who's been in famous bands before. And hey, Costa's no wonder you're friends with Costa. I bet you Tim's just saying, yeah, Costa, yeah. And you look like him a little bit as well. But this is a double treble round, but seeing as you're Costa's mate, it's all right. Right, Darman, Jill, then Emily. Still get 6 comments to go in this round.
Yes.
Okay. Jill, then Emily.
Yes, I think it was really, really a great song. I did really feel the power, and when the scene with all the skulls come in, I could just really feel the story. So I think it was really great, and you did a really great job.
Thank you.
Well said. Darman, Jill?
Yeah, I just showed off my T-shirt. The skull on my T-shirt, enjoyed that as well. Like his fellow brother skulls on there. I thought the production was brilliant. One of the best music videos I've seen for the last couple of years. Full stop. And I'm talking about professionals and everything. That is absolutely brilliant. Right up my street, the imagery and everything, the way the lyrics were going, as other people said. I enjoyed your vocals or whatever. I enjoyed your vocals. I thought you got something different going on there. Like I like sometimes that people sing not quite mainstream, but slightly off. Or I like that. I thought it really fitted in well as well. But the main thing that I want to sort of go on is the bass line. That I sometimes, to the exclusion to everything else, I was shut my eyes and I was just listening to that bass line. One of the best. Oh, because I like Rage Against the Machine. It was almost like Rage Against the Machine at the start, with that really thumping, you know, getting you ready for that thing. And then you were going from bottom to top, and you had that twang on it. Oh, what that bass line absolutely blew me away. And that I know everybody likes I tend to be the opposite way around. The lyrics I'd get after 3 or 4 times. So I listen to the music is more important to me or whatever. So that bass line, unbelievable. You got a real talent with that bass. Absolutely brilliant.
That's great, man.
If it was just
the bass player is called, the bass player is called Lucas Rocha. He's been a part of Dynamo since 2001 when I first started the band, and then the band stopped completely the activities, and now I'm bringing it back. And in this return formation, me and Lucas are the ones from the original formation. The drums were recorded by Ricardo Linassi, which is a great drummer from Brazil, that also is the drummer of my other authorial band called Medjai. Don't know if you heard about it. Medjai is about, it talks about ancient Egyptian mythology mixed with power metal. So we've been doing some tours here in Brazil. We expect to be in Europe and United States soon. We are on our second album, Medjai. So I invite you all to get to know Medjai as well. It's called the Warrior of the Pharaoh as a translation, right? Medjai is an Egyptian term.
Hey, Phil, if you can help Costa build Top Talent Promotions in Brazil, I'll promote you and all your bands for free for life, bro. And on the Saturday 25th, try and bring the other bass player and drummer to the show. Invite them to come, and you know it'll be good for you. But let's move on to Jill, Peter, Angie, and then Glenn. There's lots of people still to talk. So Jill, then Peter. Sorry, someone has to keep control of the timer. We have 10-hour shows. And, you know, it's all good. It's no one's fault. The more people get on, the longer the show is. But I don't want anyone sitting, getting a row off their wife or their husband for taking too long. So Jill, then Peter, then Angie, and then Glenn. So Jill, what was your thoughts?
Oh, I have a lot of thoughts on this. So my husband loves heavy metal and hard rock, and I myself do too. There's something about it. It's very raw emotion. And I appreciate that from musicians because I believe that really speaks to people. And that's kind of how I felt with this. It had that raw emotion and it really spoke for itself. I think this message needs to be said more than not. This whole message of, being aware of, the people around you and your friends and your peers, especially I think for musicians, because I always think we feel more than most people. I know I think our emotions run higher, I think, which is what makes us, great creators of our craft. So, but great video. Loved the video, and I love the awareness that it's bringing. I actually, because I'm a vocalist as well, I liked your vocals better in the higher range than I did in the lower. And because it really, towards the middle of the song and toward the end, your vocals really hit its stride. And I'm like, oh, there it is. It just really, really dived in there. And I very powerful, especially with the lyrics you're singing. I loved it. At most excellent. I have to find you on Spotify because I know I will listen and my husband will too. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Well said. We're definitely in the presence of greatness with Phil here, isn't he? Wonderful. Peter, then Angie, and then
Okay,
Glenn.
I was momentarily distracted at the beginning of this because my wife brought my fish fingers and beans down and I sat there and put it underneath so I could watch the video. and I stuck it under my keyboard, and then it fell all over my trousers, so I'm covered in beans. But it hasn't made me depressed. Let's move on. D minor, the saddest of all chords. Fantastic job, Phil. I play all sorts of music, but I started on Deep Purple, Jimi Hendrix, and Black Sabbath, and my song is recorded with a chap called Bernie Tormé, who was Ozzy Osbourne's guitarist for a while. So just loved all that, and drop D, the saddest of all chords. But to be serious about the subject, it is really important. I also suffer with mild depression due to a thing we have in this country called Brexit. But we're not going to discuss that on this show. But I do get what you're talking about a lot. And a lot of people do need to understand more about accepting people as they are. Thank you so much for that. I was learning the guitar solo at the end, by the way.
Well said, Peter. That's the compliment of the evening so far, without a shadow of a doubt. That was brilliant. And I hope the beans haven't ruined your trousers. I hope you didn't burn yourself there, bro. Angie, and then Glenn.
Yeah, Phil, what an amazing job. Like, I like rock too. Bon Jovi's one of my favorite bands. I like Guns N' Roses. As a matter of fact, I've covered some Guns N' Roses songs. But I really like a lot of rock. And I agree with the expression like Jill mentioned. I believe that there's something about the rawness. I agree with that metal music brings. And so I'm amazed at the talent and the video. I agree. The video just absolutely stunning, and how you did that. And I'm just amazed at all the talent and the creativity that Top Talent Promotions is bringing around here. So I thank you for sharing that. And I agree, we have to talk about mental health and people getting help for depression and fighting that and what that looks like. So thank you so much for that and your talent. And I look forward to hearing more. I'm gonna look you up too on Spotify.
Thanks a lot. I'm honored.
You
Flattered.
might find them under Felipe Lima, Felipe Lima, but no doubt you'll have, you'll be able to see him in the article tomorrow. But Phil, I would like to do a regular show, maybe every 2 months, about, songs that people have wrote for this type of reason. So if you'd like to help me do that on every couple, I'll speak to you about it. Mr. Hofbauer, before we get to your section, Glenn, what was your thoughts here, brother?
Yeah, just an awesome, haunting track. And fortunately, I don't suffer from depression, but I have, there's people and friends that I know that do. And I think you did a marvelous job of conveying the isolation and the desperation that they feel when they're in the depths of that, I'll call it a disease, but a wonderful message. I think you did a wonderful job delivering it. So thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing, brother.
Well said, Glenn. I would like to jump in and say, a lot of the time, depression and these mental health things that happen is a lot of the time circumstantial. It's like, if you're born with everything on a plate for you, it'll probably be very hard for you to be depressed, or if you struggle more than others, then you get more chance of having depression. Or sometimes you don't get the luck of the Lord, and maybe you've got illnesses or stuff, and but positivity is the key, isn't it? Negativity is contagious, but positivity is even more contagious. And if you hang around with people that make you feel like shit, then stop it. Run about with people that make you smile, and just Anyway, Phil Lima, what a session you've got. That's a treble show. Phil Lima, till the next time. Dynamo, one of his projects.
Thank you.
Our pleasure. So coming up next, we've got Glenn Hofbauer from Kansas. Glenn, could you introduce yourself and tell me why you wrote the song Buddy and Me?
Yeah, you bet. Glenn Hofbauer from Kansas, singer-songwriter. I do 80% of what you hear on most of my tracks. This song is going to be on my next album, which drops March 24th. Again, all original material. The inspiration for this song was my son and his dog Buddy, and it's really more of a broad approach to the bond that develops between a dog and their best friend. So there you go.
Absolutely. You know, my wee mum, who's always at every show, but she's out having her dinner tonight. She lost a little dog, Rocco, recently, and she said it's like losing a son, you know. And Glenn, your song's out on the 24th. Well, you can come on the 25th show as well if you can make it on the Saturday alongside Phil. You know, we want to be a place where you can release your, you know, your latest tracks, but we also want to bring new people in to show us your best track. Come on, you know, and then join up for as little as £1 a week, ladies and gentlemen, you know, and we'll look after you for life. Buddy and Me by Glenn Hofbauer. Enjoy.
I was rather tired of living alone, so went to the rescue to bring a friend home. I walked by the cages at the end of the queue. He'd barked his tail a wagging, and both of us knew, best friends for life. We both agreed, love at first sight, Buddy and me. No pedigree, like me, just a mutt. When I opened up the door, he jumped right in my truck. Said, I think I'll call you Buddy. He looked at me like, how'd you know? Before we made it home, he was sleeping on my coat. Best friends for life, we both agreed, love at first sight, Buddy and me. We grew old together, but his eyes were always bright. He was always ready to go for a ride. We'd drive down back roads with the windows down. I'm sure he thought he's flying 6 feet off the ground. Best friends for life, we both agreed, love at first sight, Buddy and me. I have no doubt there's a heaven. Let me tell you how I know. 'Cause when dogs leave this earth, they need somewhere to go. Best friends for life, we both agree, love at first sight, Buddy and me. So long, Buddy.
Rest in peace, little buddy, eh? Rest in peace, buddy. What a great song. What a wonderful track. You're just a great musician. Glenn, it's only second time you've been on here, but you're just a bundle of joy. What a great track. Let's do that in reverse order this time. Let's talk to, well, I'll try and go as much reverse as I can. Let's go Mr. Beans and then Mr. Whitebeard. Peter Cook. Sorry, I was trying to make a joke there. Sorry, Peter.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. That was a terrible joke you made there. But anyway, Peter, then Tim Consley, please.
The power of story, I think, is what struck me about this. What a fantastic sort of epitaph for a dog, really, or anyone actually, for that matter, and beautifully produced. Love that sort of nice, easy feel. What I was struck with your voice, I don't have the musical language to say where you sit in the range, but it's a really nice voice you have. And I think that struck me almost immediately. But what a lovely story that went in that song, actually, and the production, everything else, a sort of country-ish sort of feel to it. Just really nice roll. It just moves along really nicely. So that's what I thought. Thank you, Glenn.
Thank you.
Well said, Peter. I just had to cut you, mute you there, Keon. You had a little bit of background noise. I'll unmute you just before your comment. So Well said. So I hear, no, sorry, Tim, and then I hear.
Well, man, that song was so touching. I actually had to go off camera. It was bringing tears to my eyes. My best friend, he's been gone about 2 years now. I'm sitting here holding his collar.
Oh, wow.
I've got his ashes in a box right here by me. And you want to talk about best friends for life. That's what we were. He was a few weeks away from turning 15, and he got real bad sick, and we had to let him go. And the song just hits home.
Yeah.
I don't know
Thank
what
you.
else to say, but other than it hits home.
Thank you, Tim. I'm glad it touched you.
Well said, brother. Beautiful comment. Genuinely, genuine. I hear, then Jill.
What an adorable song. So cute and adorable. I love dogs. I mean, who doesn't love dogs? I mean, it's the story, everything. It's just the way the video is done, you know, especially the scene when with the shower. That's so cute. It's beautiful, simply fantastic. I loved it. Thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Well said, well said. I never said that, Emily, you're the next guest, so you can go the last compliment here if that's okay. So let's go Jill, Phil, and then Angie.
I loved it, Glenn. I have a lot of friends that are Americana artists, and it really, I always appreciate that because it always has a story to tell. All the songs have a story, which I appreciate that. So relatable, and you know, obviously it's touching people already by it, you know, what you talk about and how important our pets are. I have a dog myself, and I would be lost without him. So awesome job. I thoroughly loved it. So relatable. It was great. I loved the video, everything. It was good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well said, dear. Phil, and then Angie.
Yeah, I'd like to say this song really brought me to Kansas. I saw you from there. So, yeah, I really felt as if I was transported there with the harmonica and everything. Beautiful song, a beautiful message too. I'm a dog lover as well. I've got 4 dogs at home. One of them is adopted. The other one was rescued. He was in a dangerous situation on the streets, and we rescued him. I've got these are 2 small ones. I've lost one in 2019, which hurt like hell. But these animals, they become really great friends. Yeah. And I've got also 2 big ones, which are the Japanese dog Akita.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they are just. Have you seen the movie with Richard Gere? It's something like that and a bit more. So they are
my friend Phil, who draws all these people here. He has a Japanese Akita, and they're the most powerful, naturally protective big dogs ever. Like, they protect children. If you dare try and break into his house, it'll eat you. You know, they're big, friendly, and they're actually bred for training lions and stuff like that in other countries. So a Japanese Akita, but you have to be a certain type of person to be its master. If you're not like a, you know, macho, or that won't listen to you, and then it can be dangerous. So you must have good control of them if you have 2 of them.
Yes, they're very docile, and I receive friends at home. Then at first, I must teach my friends to let the dogs accept them.
Absolutely.
They smell them. If they like them, okay, you sit down and you're okay with that. So they behave fine.
Well said.
Yeah, appreciate you rescuing animals. That's important, and that was an important message I wanted to convey in the video too. Is a rescue, and you saw part of the way through, you saw my wife and her dog Jax, which she got from a rescue. So anyway, yeah, thanks for the kind words.
Well said. Angie, what's your thoughts there? Angie, then Mark.
Glenn, you took me on a story. You took us all on a journey with that song, like what your experience was with Buddy. And
Yeah.
I love the way you presented it in lyric form. I really felt like I was there and walked through that with you, with your dog. I had a dog. I loved him so much, but where I had to move to, we couldn't take him, but we made sure he went to a really good home. And I right now I am an owner of a guinea pig, which I keep looking at him, but I love animals. Animals just do something amazing for us. They do. And studies have shown that people that own animals live longer and healthier lives. But thank you for sharing the story about Buddy the way you did. It was very touching, so much, just like Tim said. But I like that. I felt like I was going on that journey with you. I felt like I experienced Buddy the way you guys did. And so, yeah, and I love dogs. Hopefully one day soon I'll get another dog. But thank you for sharing it. And thank you for the lyrics and the music. It was great.
Well, you're welcome. And thank you for the kind words.
Well said, well said. Mark's story, Jane, then Darman.
Look what you've done to me. This is my girl. This is Sass. Oh, I just love her. Yeah, man, that was moving. I mean, that was Marley and me put some music. Wasn't it? It was just fantastic.
Marley and me, yeah.
I mean, I've seen a couple of my furry friends over the Rainbow Bridge. It's always heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But we've got 3 dogs here. We've got this girl, she's mine, and we've got a Romanian rescue who's mad as a box of frogs, and we've got a dachshund that thinks he's a lion. This one is just simple. It's just simple. But man, I love that song. If that doesn't make it into a film, I'll be gobsmacked. I think you've got a cracking song there. That is brilliant. You broke my heart, but you made me smile.
Awesome.
I don't think you planned it to be, but it's a very clever thing to write a song about, by the way. Everyone will have something to say about it. Jane Marie, then Darman, then Kean, then we're on our next, and Emily as well, our next guest. So Jane Marie, then Darman.
Yeah, just everything that's already been said. Beautiful storytelling and so heartwarming. Isn't it amazing how as musicians we can pour our heart into our music and we get all our emotions out? We're really lucky. And yeah, great production as well. Love the harmonica. Yeah, felt like I was in Kansas with you too. Really great. Loved it. Loved the whole performance, the story. I'm a dog lover too. And yeah, ticked all the boxes. Really great.
Thank you.
Well said. Can I just jump in before you there, Darman? And Tim and Mark, you can comment at me in private and you can say, no, how dare you say that, blah, blah, blah. But you two were filling in tonight for 2 people that didn't come. And because the show's gone extra long, are you okay with getting your 14th and 15th appearances respectively like on the next show, and then we can just have 8 tonight, and then the show won't last scary much longer because we're only halfway through it and it's over an hour and a half. So Mr. Redbeard and Tim are 50-year musicians, are absolutely wonderful, right? But if that's okay with you guys, just so that everyone doesn't have to worry about how long the show's going to be. But Mark's already said to me, and Tim, I'll feature you tomorrow's show even, bro, whatever. But if that's okay, Darman, and then Keon, and then Emily, the next guest.
My thoughts were, when I first heard your song, was how good the production had been through all the night. So I hope you don't mind me saying the quality of the production, even though the genres have been different and the sounds have been absolutely brilliant. Something when I thought, this is another excellently produced song. I love the harmonica. I enjoyed, is it like bongos or something like that in there?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. You do listen to the music, don't you?
I really do listen to the music, yeah. So someone brought bongos into a song. Yes, lovely. That's great. So what I would say about this song is charming. And I think out of all the songs, I think this has got the most universal appeal because you've distilled everything about. And what I'm talking about is you can listen to it if you're 84, You can listen to it if you're 8 years old, and I think everybody would get something out of it, whatever sex they are, however old they are. So out of all the songs tonight, I think this has got the most charm and the biggest appeal out of all the songs tonight. The lyrics are simple, but perfect, basically. Charm, 100% charm.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well said. Well said. But you know, Tim come back on camera with his deceased dog's collar, and you know, it done something to it. It done. It made me think about my wee mum's dog, and the 50. Honestly, she's heartbroken without him. You know. Keon and then Emily. We've got 3 guests left, so we've got Emily and then Peter and then Keon. So the show is like, you know. Keon, what was your thoughts here, brother?
And it took me back to like your childhood, you know, like your best friend was always, you know, your dog. Every time you get in trouble, your dog was there, you know. And then a lot of children, like they might not have, it'd be hard for them to make friends, and they always had their pets for, you know, the dog for comfort and this and that. And I think animals, you know, they are like what am I trying to say? Like their therapy, you know, they can be therapy and good for us. Help us deal with a lot of situations. Even when we're going through some hard times, you can always count on your dog or, you know, cat, whatever you have. You know, very touching song, man. Very touching.
Hey,
thank you.
Not just dogs, cats can be equally as therapeutic. And there's 3 cats in this house, and I talk to them and everything. One of them's a fat lazy pig. The other one's as clever as anything. And the other one's like the boss, you know. It's like they've all got their own wee personalities and stuff like that in it. It's brilliant. So, Emily, what's your thoughts here before we get to your section, dear, in Denmark?
Yes, I think it was really, really a wonderful song. And when I listened to the melody and the story behind it, I can. Sorry if my English is bad, but I can really feel the story in the song, because when the sound is really great. How to say it in English? You sing on it, the story. So I was like, I feel it, and my thoughts go to when I'm walking with my dog Max here in Denmark. And it's like, oh, we are best friends, and nothing in the world can take us apart. It was really that feeling, and I was getting emotional too, because it's telling really a great story about how we really should appreciate those dogs, and how really much how really much they are doing for us every day, because I think there's many people that are forgetting that, and it's so sad. So just really thanks for a great, wonderful song.
Oh, well, thank you for the kind words.
Absolutely. And can I just add there, you know, that for anyone that even hears this ever that might be suffering with depression, see, go and buy yourself a nice animal, because they'll help you. At the very least, for not even mentioning that, they do help you. If you're a lonely person with nobody to talk to, or you've got a dog that's in, you know, help me, give me some food, use a kiss, cuddle, whatever. It makes a difference to people. So, well said. What a great track, Glenn, everyone. Glenn Hoffbauer, till the next time, my brother. Mr. Kansas, aye. So now I'm going to take a second. I'm just going to stop the recording and start it again. This will be edited out. 1, 2, 3. I usually stop it halfway through the show, just in case anything happens to it. 1, 2, 3, let's go again. Hi, and welcome back to the 1010 podcast, episode 38. Coming up next, we've got, from Denmark, Emily Thorsby. Could you introduce yourself? Who is Emily Thorsby, and what's the story behind your song Flame? Why did you write that? Yeah.
Hey, I'm a singer-songwriter from Denmark. I sing gospel, but I make pop music. And my song Flame, it's a song about how to stay independent and take some risk, even if it feels like scary or just really not feeling in the mood to take those steps you're going to and kick the flame on your own, because I think everyone sometimes in our life, we really need to kick a flame.
Absolutely brilliant track, Emily. So Emily Thorsby with Flame. If you're not acquainted, sit back and enjoy. You're gonna love it. One love.
Don't care for my footsteps, they are gone when the sun sets. Just breathing in and letting good vibes come along. Don't matter what you should have said, leave it, baby, let's forget. So let me tell you how I keep on shining bright. Don't wanna walk, I wanna run. You can always find me in the sun. I'll shout for you if you let me help you overcome. Somebody once told me, make your own destiny. Let the fire go and fold you in a flame. Look straight ahead, no need to hide away. I'm feeling more alive every day. Out in the open or up in the air, I spark the flame that gets me there. See the world through my own eyes. See them shine, make you smile wide. And I will be here to find you when you need me most. See the heat from a warm day. Full speed down the runway. Never let those precious good things pass you by. Look straight ahead, no need to hide away. I'm feeling more alive every day. Out in the open or up in the air, I spark the flame that gets me there. I spark the flame that gets me there. Look straight ahead, no need to hide away. I'm feeling more alive every day. Out in the open or up in the air, I spark the flame that gets me there. I spark the flame that gets me there.
Fantastico. Absolutely awesome. Flame. Great track. You know, can I just put something out though? Do you know your song was set to only for kids, so that means people can't put it in their playlists or they can't comment on it. So it's a strange option. It does say, "Is this song made for kids or not?" And you're like, "Would you?" Yes, it's made for kids, but see if you pick only for kids, I couldn't put it in my playlist or anything like that, which is okay. But other people would have, been able to do it. So for anyone, make sure your settings is on. No, not only made for kids. They don't make it clear that way. And can I just say that I'm still going to feature Tim and Mark because I feel really bad about this tonight. But I'll put you 9th and 10th respectively, and hopefully as many people who's got the time are still here. Let's just be as quick as we can with the round robin, and then we can feature everyone, right? So, Emily, beautiful track. Let's go. Phil, Ahir, Darman. If we can go quick trips, we'll get everyone in here. I feel terrible during that song saying that. So.
Yeah, I think this is a song that I would like to hear when I get up in the morning and go to work. I think it's motivating, it's empowering, it's got a positive message, very positive vibe. So well done. Love the song.
Thank
I love
you.
it.
Well said, well said. Phil, what was your thoughts? Phil and then Darman?
Yeah, she said perfectly. I'm sorry, Ahir from Qatar. Yeah, it's a very positive song. It's a very, very nice message. I like your vocals a lot, smooth vocals. It's a kind of an easy listening music. I think there's not a single bad moment that you don't want to, wow, let me see which song can I play now. Yeah, this one would be a good for any time, basically. So congrats.
Thanks
Well
for the
said,
nice
Phil.
words.
Yeah, Emily, you're just fantastic. Darman, Jill, and then Tim.
Once again, I thought the production was excellent, a bit of a sort of EDM slant on this one or whatever. So I enjoyed all the synth sounds and everything like that. I thought the vocals again were excellent. I really enjoyed the whoever done the mastering on the vocals, whoever the way they had that delay on the vocals. I thought that really sort of it really pulled your vocals out again or whatever, especially when you would stop singing and you heard that echo. I thought that really worked very well. So yeah, I really enjoyed that track.
Thanks. I'm glad to hear.
Well said, Darman, and thanks for being quick, bro. I'm like, thanks for being quick. That was only a 30-second one. Jill, then Peter, then no, sorry. I said Tim, and then Jill, and then Peter. Sorry, messed up.
Yeah, I thought the vocals were absolutely great in that song. The song, like everyone said, had a very positive message to it. Great musicianship, great vocals, great song. I mean, what's not to like about it? Good job.
Thanks.
Well said, well said. Jill, then Peter.
Hi, Emily. Actually, like I hear a song. I listened to it for about 30 seconds, and I thought, oh, this could be a hit. I liked the whole. It had that vibe to me. I loved the message. Your vocals were awesome. Again, I'm a vocalist too, and I really liked your vocals. They were wonderful. I really liked it, but honestly, like I said, like I hear song, I got the same feeling like, oh, I could hear this. I could definitely hear this on the radio. Like this could be a hit. I really liked it. It was excellent.
Thanks. I'm glad you said that because it's really a song arrived from deep in my soul. So thank you.
Really.
Well said, well said. I actually said, Peter, you're next, but you're the next guest, so you can go last if that's easier. Angie, then Keon. What was your thoughts, Angie?
Yeah, the lyrics were very positive. The vocals were really good and very encouraging song. It's a song I would want to listen to every day. And so, yeah, I was impressed by the production and just really good song. Thank you for sharing it.
Thanks.
Well said. Keon, then Glenn.
Man, that was very inspiring and empowering. The vocals blew me away. My ears are like, wow. Wow, great job, great production, great. I mean, just great job.
Well said. Glenn, then Jane, then Mr. Redbeard.
Yeah, I don't dance much anymore, but I could get up and dance to that. So that
I'm ready for dance. I'm just saying.
Yeah. And I would never guess that English is not your primary language from the words that you crafted there. So very well done.
I'm glad to hear because I feel sometimes I'm really just not really good to speak English. So I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah. Awesome job.
Thanks.
You speak good English. Jane Marie, then Mark.
Yeah, I thought the same. I thought you sang as if you were English. I could never have told you weren't English from this voice at all. Really great. And yeah, very powerful voice you've got. I loved it. There was a gospel feel in the middle. Was it you have extra chorus or was it actual other vocals underneath?
They were put 2 times in the song chords from a gospel. Chord.
I really loved that bit. I loved that. That was really great. It changed the whole vibe of the song when that came in, and I loved it. Made it feel huge, really huge. So yeah, again, same as everybody else. Sounds like it should be on the radio. Really great.
I'm just glad for all the love.
Yeah.
Well said. Well, you still get a little bit more, Mr. Redbeard, and then Mr. Cook.
Yeah. Well, I can say that your English is far superior to my Danish. So your street's ahead of me already. And your English is very, very good.
But you look more like a Viking, Mark. But you look like the Viking.
I know, right?
Aye.
I'm not like a Viking, but I sound like a Cockney.
Cockney Viking. Aye.
Yeah. Do you know what, right? The video with the flames, it's a very simple video, but there's something about fire that keeps you hypnotized. I mean, I could stare into the fire.
Yes.
For ages,
Yes, true.
Right? So
Just gonna kick the
video,
flame.
Yeah, the video was perfect for that song because I was feeling nice and warm, you know, like I said, put my hands up to the screen. Yeah, great. What everyone else said, I mean, 100%, perfect vocals. I mean, yeah, your voice sings in English, you know, there's no hint of an accent there. Great song, great vocals, class tune, and like to hear more. Definitely like to hear more. Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Well said, Mark. Well said. Mr. Cook, what's your thoughts before we get to your section?
Well, from Denmark, Ida Nielsen to you, Emily. I wish you great success. Ida Nielsen was Prince's bass player. I've interviewed her. She would probably love to hear that song, I think.
Oh, thanks.
The standout moment, and that she will somehow, I'll find you and push it to her. It's a small place, Denmark. The standout thing for me, which everyone else has also said, was the vocal line. It's an unusual voice, and it's good to hear someone singing in English properly that isn't from this country. I think it had a slight twist on it than perhaps if an English person had sung it, but that actually made it more distinctive, I felt. The production was gorgeous. As been said, that the sort of echoes and other things, you put a few treatments in there. And I do dance music as well, so I love wall of sound of electronica, so I love the actual vibe of it, and I think the message is just brilliant.
Thank you so much for the great words.
Well said, Peter. And you must come to the 1010 EDM show tomorrow night, dude. I've got 12 EDM artists on. Come and be an interviewer if you've got to. I know you're probably busy, but
I'm at the opera. Sorry.
Oh, so EDM to opera, your man, everything. Anyway, Emily Thorsby from Denmark. Until the next time, dear. Thank you. You're wonderful. We'll see you again soon. Thank you very much. So coming up next from England and the UK, Mr. Peter Cook. You're muted there, Peter. Could you introduce yourself, Peter? And what's the story behind the song Fiscal Cliff? Why did you write that?
Well, when I was 5, I wanted to be in the Beatles, but the jobs were taken. I decided to do chemistry and worked in pharmaceuticals for years. Was in a punk band at the beginning, but it was crap. But over the years, I've gotten better. And so I for what I do now is relevant to this. I became a management consultant, which is like sort of someone's going to go, ah! But I do speaking, corporate speaking. I write books and I fuse business ideas with parallel insights from music, which sounds bonkers, but music is just applied physics, isn't it? So that's me in a nutshell. The song is it's certainly not going to be the widest appeal like Glenn's song. This is a narrow channel because it's the only song ever been written about macroeconomics, with all of the sort of words that people use in management consultancies. So I wrote it in 2013, and to my surprise, when you asked me for a song, I could have picked anything, but I found out suddenly that this is the song that's still actually being downloaded 10 years after, I should say. So I just thought, well, why not? Let's do this. It has a hint of Ian Drury about it. It was recorded in Bernie Torme's studio. He features in the video. He doesn't play in it because and he burns a guitar at the end. It's great. And he died a few years ago, Bernie, so God rest his soul.
Yes,
but yeah, it's a story. It's the usual story of a banker who looks out over the windows of, his office one day and thinks, my life is pointless. So he decides to commit suicide. But in the middle, he's confronted by God, who explains that it's not a good thing to do. So he turns into an environmentalist in the third verse. It's the standard story of banking to environmentalism, I think. Here it is, Fiscal Cliff. It's
honestly, you're an absolute very intriguing man, and I hope to goodness you become part of this family. Fiscal Cliff by the one and only Peter Cook. Enjoy, ladies and gentlemen. One love.
Daddy hailed from New Orleans, followed the work of Maynard Keynes. I lived down south in Bethnal Green. We're living way beyond our means. A broker's life, belt and braces, spread swaps of death, the races, sex derivatives and rock and roll. This gambling life, it trained my soul. I'm gonna jump that fiscal cliff, forget my debt, cause I'll be stiff. Just fly away into the blue, a cut and run for me and you. Boom, 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 and now we're busted. 5 years later, all hope's dusted. Buy now, pay later, interest free. 3 mobiles, homes, and 5 TVs. Been searching for alternatives. We're watching the derivatives. My options down, I lost my soul. Shares lost in northern rock and roll. I'm gonna jump that fiscal cliff, forget my debt, cause I'll be stiff. Just fly away into the blue, like cut and run for me and you. Our Father, who art in Wall Street, shallow be thy name. Thy credit come, thy will be done, in banks as is in hedge funds. Give us this day our daily spread, and forgive us our borrowings, as we forgive them that borrow against us. And lead us not into taxation, but deliver us from pensions. For thine is the credit, the quantitative easing, forever and ever. Amen. Now I know I have a new God. No credit, live inside my wall. Just pay my way by what I need. See the planet with love, not greed. It's no more boom or bust for me. I wanna live sustainably. I swap the princess suits and ties for a better life with natural highs. Not gonna jump that fiscal cliff, gonna repent and write a new riff. Just pay my way, a life sublime. Save the planet without subprime. Amen.
Peter Cook, the one and only.
Wow.
Honestly, just
I
brilliant.
really enjoyed that.
Keon, you go first. Could you still get some background noise there? You go first. Keon, what did you think? Keon, then Jane.
Wow, I was really impressed with that. I enjoyed that. Great job.
Well said, well said, well said. Jane, what was your thoughts? Jane and then Mr. Story.
I loved it. Brilliant lyric video as well. I'm getting some great ideas tonight because I really struggle with lyric videos. I might be completely up the wrong tree, but I felt a bit of Dire Straits in the vocals, which I loved. Thought it was really great.
The singer is actually worked at HSBC Bank, and he did leave the bank. That probably because of the song, but he was inside that. But he loves Joe Jackson and Dire Straits. So you're right.
Oh, so I picked it up then. That's good. And the Our Father rendition, that was amazing.
You may not have noticed, but Bernie Tormé attacked me during the making of that part. We recorded the song and then we had to make the video in a day, so we had to take about 5 versions of it. But I said, can you sort of get in the studio and do something? So he thought, I'll attack him. So
it was brilliant, but the lyrics fantastic, just hilarious in places. Yeah. The Our Father was absolutely brilliant. Spot on.
Cheers, thank you.
I think, you know, Jane, Peter's got tracks in every genre. He's just an experimentalist with music, I believe. So, let's go. Mark, you're the next guest, so you can have the last compliment. I'm sorry. Let's go. Glenn, then Emily, then Angie.
Yeah, very, very clever. Very clever. I was chuckling all the way through. So your twist on words and the application of their meaning, and just a wonderful rock song. So I'm an old rock and roller at heart too. So I appreciated it very much. And Mark, my apologies. I have a hard stop. I have to bow out. But thanks for the invite. I appreciate being here. Nice meeting all of you. So.
Pleasure, Glenn. You know, it's already been 2 hours, but when people get on so much, this happens, then I feel guilty. And then it's, Glenn, you'll see the rest of the show. It's Mark and Tim and young Keon still to go. Tim and Mark are family members, so I'll make sure that you see Keon. You've not missed much of the show. Glenn, thanks for coming, and take care, brother. Speak to you soon.
Yep, you too. See y'all.
Cheers, bro.
Bye.
Cheers. So Emily, then Angie, and then Tim. Emily?
I just want to say I just want to dance. I was really getting happy when I hear the music and I saw this and I saw the video, because I was like, oh my God, it's a really great party going over there. And the rock song, I really feel like it was I like rock, but I really like this, what you could call it, a good classic rock, when you get the feeling to, just dance and just get some, kick ass.
Yeah.
I was really feeling the vibe.
I should say the band had never met until the day we recorded that.
Wow.
None of them knew each other. The singer didn't, they all knew me, but none of them knew each other. I sent one of them the demo, the bass player, who I hired on Facebook. I said, I need a female bass player. And she just came forward and I said, right, turn up on the day. So we had to learn the song in first, but it's easy to learn. But yeah, they didn't know one another. It didn't show too much, I didn't think.
Well, I'm
Magnificent.
really impressed.
Well said.
Thank you.
Angie, Tim, then Ahir.
Wow, yeah. Was that you playing guitar? That was amazing.
That was.
And okay, and I was not expecting that. I was impressed. And just to hear you say that none of the band members knew each other, that was incredible. I didn't see that. Really cool song. And I did like your take on the prayer. That was really, really creative. That was cool.
I just need I need to get Phil's hair. I
really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I was really impressed. I was like, wow, this is great. So thank you for sharing that. It's great.
Well said, Darren. Tim, Ahir, then Darman.
Yeah, Peter, that song was really, really good, and very good craftsmanship of the lyrics on it. I just loved it. I'm kind of an old school guy when it comes to rock, so that song was just right up my alley, and very, very nice ES335 you had there.
Very impressive. Peter, I've played games with Tim. I know his knowledge is so high that I stop random videos that we're watching together when we're working during the day. I say, what kind of guitar's that then? And he, every single time, bro, he tells me. I swear to go, pick up any of your guitars and show him it and abilities. And maybe lots of people, but it's very impressive to me. Well said, Tim. I'm sorry. So Ahir, Darman, Phil, and then Jill. Ahir.
Oh, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think the lyrics were amazing. The vocals, fantastic. My God, amazing. I love the vocals. And the whole thing, it's the video, the way it was made, the prayer coming in between, how creative, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you for sharing.
It was going to be a suicide song to begin with, and I thought, no, we can't. It has to have a happy ending, which is why it turned into D major at the end with the Queen thing. But yeah,
you're absolutely. You're a comedian, by the way, so you are. I swear. Darman, Phil, then Jill.
Hello. Yeah, I've got to be fair. Just based on your personality alone, I just love to have a pint with you, because you're just such a special, quirky person, and that quirkiness you managed to translate into this song. Like it's just you. Like and I've only known you for the length of this thing or whatever. Do you know what it reminded me of? Like a British version of Spinal Tap. That's what I thought this was, type of thing, which is one of my favorite all-time movies or whatever. So yeah, it reminded me a bit of Queen as well, the way that they played with their videos and everything, like they dressed up and everything. So yeah, I absolutely loved it. I thought it was quirky. I loved the way the people dressed. I loved the fact that you had the guy in the shirt and he had a stud in his ear or whatever, that sort of stood out or whatever. It really tickled my sense of humor, but what an excellent song as well it was. I loved all of it. Absolutely brilliant. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. And I chuckled a lot.
The woman who played bass, because we never met until the day at all, and she said, "What do I wear?" Because we're going to make a video, and I said, "Well, do what you like." I said, "He said, well, I'm a rockabilly band, and I can't. I've never heard a rock song with a double bass." I said, "The B-52s." So she said, "Oh, all right then."
Oh, I love B-52s as well. Yeah.
So, you know, they were all freestyle. This was not styled up or anything. They just turned up as they thought.
It works. It works so well.
Well said, Darren. Phil, and then Jill, and then Mark, our next guest also.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, I just love when somebody is successful in gathering humor and music. And wow, you said it was gonna be a suicide song. I mean, I've spoken about suicide and depression on my song, and it's in a heavier way. I mean, you could treat it in a very funny and a very amusing way, and a very delicious song to hear. I really enjoyed it. I could see it as a hit MTV video, like the one of Offspring, Pretty Fly for a White Guy, like the other guys that used to do some very funny videos. Not the Eminem, but I just forgot their names. But this kind of raw video without much production, all very in the improvisation, and I just love it, man. Congrats, keep it up.
Thank you.
Well said, Phil. Jill, and then Mark.
Actually, you took me by surprise, Peter. I was not expecting that from you. I was surprised. I'm with Phil. It reminded me of the old MTV. Took me back in the day when MTV was still MTV, truly. You know, where it was all music and just funny, cool videos to go with a song. I also agree with Jane in the sense of the singer did remind me of Dire Straits a lot. Actually, that reference was spot on. I totally connected with that. It sounded very much like him. And you rocked the guitar, Peter. That was freaking stellar. I loved it. It was great. And your guitar playing is really good. And I guess the nice touch was the prayer. That one was pretty cool. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And just real quick, I'm actually in my music room getting ready to teach lessons. I am at work, so I have to go myself as well. I thank you all for everything. I've thoroughly enjoyed this. I really have. Peter, stellar. Loved it. I loved it.
Jill Benson, thanks for coming, dear. You've only missed Mark, Tim, and Kay on, and I'll make sure that you see them tomorrow. Actually, I'll send you their Spotify so that you can make sure. So, Jill, thanks, dear. You know, this show, I should tell everyone between 2 and 3 hours because we can't rush the shows. But Jill, thank you, dear. Ciao, ciao. Bye-bye.
Thank you guys so much. Much love to you all. Hope to see you all again.
One love. Cheers, Darren. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Guys, sorry for interrupting, but I gotta hit the road too. It's been a pleasure being with you. Thank you for all the comments. Pleased to meet all of you. Hope we can meet up sometimes, anytime soon.
Absolutely. Phil Lima, till the next time, brother. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
I'm just gonna jump in. Nice one, brother. Nice one. Before you say anything, Mark, I'm just going to jump in and say it's not about how many people's in this room because we don't even share the ticket to these. It's all private. we're going to make an article out of each section and we're going to share them once a month for life. So see if you even have, like, people pay 40, 50 bucks for one little review paragraph, don't they? You'll get at least still another 7, 8, 9, even if you're last here. So, and me and my partner Kirsty will share the articles that we make every month to Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. So just to let you know, the show's not finished yet, but Mr. Story, and it's not, people have to go, it's 2 hours, 15 minutes. It used to only be 90 minutes, this show. We used to be very strict 10-minute sections, but no, when people are enjoying themselves, how can we possibly stop it, you know? But I'll make sure people who have to leave see the people who they didn't see. Mr. Story, what's your thoughts here before we get to your section, brother?
Right, Peter, first thing I'm going to say, and no one's mentioned, is I love what you did with your hair in that video. It was fantastic. Now, seriously, you strike me as a person that's got a lot of very interesting stories to tell. So I do look forward to meeting you again and hearing more from you. On the music front, that was a great song in the fact that it was tongue-in-cheek, but it also had a really good story to tell. I just love the way you presented it. And I look forward to hearing more of your stuff, because I'm pretty damn sure you're a very diverse guy and very eclectic in your styles. And I'm impressed with that. So cool, man. Very cool.
Thank you.
Well said. Peter, you know, I could see Mark, he was so interested that he's researching you. I could see him there with his focus face on and all the rest of it, you know, because he's in England as well, you know. So Peter Cook, you know, no matter what, you're in the music family now. One love. Love you to bits. Peter Cook, everyone, until the next time. Speak to you soon, my dude.
And I really can't come tomorrow night on EDM, but I will come to an EDM night. Well,
it's going to be every 5 to 6 weeks, so we'll speak about that. Every genre, I'm doing it. And I've got 2 co-hosts at least for every genre. For instance, Tim and Mark were the co-hosts on the blues event the Wednesday past. And I've got 34 co-hosts. Darman's going to be doing ballads with me. Believe it or not, you know, the ballad podcast. Every genre you can think of. I've got Grammy Award winners going to do a podcast with me. But they don't, everyone's the same in this world. So let's move on. Mr. Story, Mark Story, Redbeard, could you introduce yourself and the story behind your song Catfish Blues?
Okay, right. Well, my name's Mark Story and I play heavy blues rock, which I call voodoo blues. I like to give it a bit of darkness. I'm bringing a new video out on Friday called Feed My Demons. But every once in a while, I like to do a cover. If I'm going to do a cover, I like to kind of interpret it in my way. The song Catfish Blues was written by a guy called Robert Petway and was probably made most famous by Muddy Waters, but since then it's been covered by people like Paul Rogers, Gary Clark Jr. But I want to give it a bit of light and shade. Some people do it acoustic, some people do it electric. So I thought I'd do both. So I hope you enjoy it.
Mark, you're just magnificent, dude. Mr. Redbeard, the one and only. Mark Story, Catfish Blues. Enjoy, ladies and gentlemen.
Swimming in the deep blue sea. I'd have all you good-looking women fishing after me, fishing after me, fishing after me, yeah. I went down to my bed.
He's gonna be a rolling stone. A rolling stone. He's gonna be a rolling stone. A rolling stone, yeah. Well, I believe my time ain't long. I said I believe my time ain't long. I'm gonna catch the first train smoking. Back on the road I'm going. Back on the road I'm going. Back on the road I'm going. Back on the road to ruin. Back on the road to ruin. Back on the road to ruin.
Mr. Redbeard, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow, excellent.
Special guy. Redbeard, absolutely love you to bits. I was trying to fix that camera there and I pressed the wrong button. Just magnificent. Wonderful. Wonderful. Let's go ladies first. We'll go Emily, Jane, then Ahir. Emily, what's your thoughts there?
I was just like, yes, yes, yes. I really love rock, and I really love how you can switch vocal. You can go from this like some, how to say it in English, cozy, and you can hear and feel you're telling the story, and just like, bam, like you got the power on the vocal. I was like, yes, and it sounds like a song from a movie. I'm really feeling it, and I just really like it. So thank you so much. Really great song and great vocal.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate
Well said, dear. Wait to hear some of his original tracks. You're going to love them. Jane Marie, then Ahir.
Loved it. I loved the contrast in dynamics as well between the verse and the chorus and the build up, and it was just such a simple riff, and yet you made it, musicality was so strong over the top of it. Really quite hypnotic. Made me want to keep hearing more all the time in the build up, and really great production, and loved the video as well. I'm so sorry, I'm going to have to go because I've got to put my children to bed, or one of them to bed. So I hate to have to do. Who am I missing? Keon and who has not done it?
Keon and Tim Consley, the global director. But I'll make sure your hand delivered it tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Tim Consley and Keon. Tim, you met Tim in the meeting, I believe.
And Tim, which song are you doing? Because I've been listening to yours lately, anyway.
I'm doing Going Down to the Station.
Okay. I'm so sorry, I'm going to miss them.
No, it's okay, and don't feel bad. This is actually nearly an hour longer than a show used to last. It's just because I don't know.
So much to talk about.
I will need to control it. In general, I like to try and do 12-minute sections where it's 5 acts an hour tops. But sometimes you see people are enjoying themselves, or people like Peter spilling beans in himself. You're just like, I need to let this show go where it goes, But Jane, thanks very much, dear. And honestly, hundreds and thousands of people will see this through time anyway. So thank you, Jane.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure. And lovely. Everyone's very talented. It's great to be part of it. Thank you.
You're amazing. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye. Bye.
So Ahir, then Darman.
Oh, I love the song. It's like a soundtrack. It's like soundtrack, and the vocals, my God, especially when it goes higher. I just love the tonal quality of the vocal when it goes higher. It's amazing. I just love it. What a great song. Enjoyed it thoroughly.
Thank you. you.
Guys, I'm really sorry. I have to pop out because I've just got another call to attend, and I am so thankful, Sparky, for having me here and meeting all of you. It's been such a pleasure listening to such amazing music, and I hope we stay connected. And I'm really sorry if I'm missing out on the other tracks, and I would like to hear the replay if you're going to put it out later.
Absolutely. I will hand deliver you an article tomorrow. It'll have all the reviews and sections. So you've missed Tim and Keon, but it's nobody's fault, but it's also everybody's fault because we've all spoke too much because we've enjoyed ourselves. But I hear, thank you, dear.
Thank you so much, and thank you all. Thank you so much for all the love.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Pleasure.
Bye-bye.
Darman, then Keon, then our next guest, Tim.
Mark, I owe you an apology because I underestimated your voice. Now, I've always been complimentary in music, but I didn't quite realize how good your voice was until this song allowed me to really listen, especially when you're doing the acoustics, and I thought it was fabulous. Not just your sort of range, and but the expressions. That's what I love about the blues, is it allows you to put like your own like mini riffs in, or your vocal expressions, and I thought that really come out. So I thought the fact that you had done the acoustic and then the heavy rock was inspired, and I'm glad I heard that because I could actually hear just how good your vocals were, just for the blues on the guitar, as well as being a rock. So it's a semi-apology there because what can I say or whatever? I've only heard your songs when you're doing heavy stuff, but this allowed me to listen to that. And I love the riff and everything like that. So absolutely brilliant.
Well said, dude.
Thanks, mate.
Peter, did you get to say anything there? I'm sorry, Peter.
No,
Peter, then Keon.
Well, I go to jam sessions, and it's really hard to escape from Catfish Blues or any Muddy Waters, Jimi Hendrix song. So, just full marks for actually not just copying it and mixing it up. I think that was the greatest thing of all, was just taking someone's song and daring to mess about with it in a really good way. Because I said I'd grown up on Jimi Hendrix, so this was like, to me, Hear My Train A-Comin' mixed up with Hear My Train A-Comin' electric.
Yeah.
But they were separate songs, obviously. But what a fantastic piece, and everything's been said about the vocal. I haven't heard you sing before, but I loved when you went further up with the vocals and what have you. And the whole production was great as well. So thank you very much.
Oh, thank you, Pete. I mean, I played everything on there myself, and I produced it, and I produced the video. I did a version. If you check out my YouTube channel, I've done a version of Heartbreak Hotel, which severely takes liberties with the song. It's basically my music with those lyrics. So, but yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. I do appreciate your kind words. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Peter, you're going to love the rest of your stuff. Seriously, check Mark Story music, because there's a couple of Mark Stories. Keon, then Tim. Keon.
I feel like he hit my soul on that one. I'm a blues artist too, and so it just spoke to me. I was like, yeah, this is a jam right here. We're gonna jam. I'm from the South, so hey, that spoke to me. I love it.
Oh man, that means a lot. Thank you.
Well said, brother.
Yes,
Mr. Quincy.
Yeah, Mark. I love your stuff, bro. And that was the very first song I ever heard you do, was Catfish Blues. And man, I immediately fell in love with your music right then and there. You're just simply amazing. How else can I say it?
Oh, bless you, brother. I can't wait to hear your track, because I was listening to it today and it blew my mind. So yeah.
Well said. One of the most supportive people you'll ever meet as well. If you support Mr. Story, he'll support you back. Absolutely. As will Darman, as will Tim. But yeah, Mr. Story, Redbeard, one and only. Love you, bro. Till the next time. Thank you. So coming up next, Tim, you know the drill. Introduce yourself and the story behind going down to the station.
Yes, I'm Tim Consley. I play blues rock music. Some of my songs are a little more blues than rock. This one's going to be a little more rock than blues, but still a mixture of the two. Like I usually tell people, I sing all the vocals, I play all the instruments, record, mix, master. I do it all right here in my own little home studio room. What to tell you about going down to the station? It's kind of a mean song. It's all about a guy who wants to hurry and get rid of his girlfriend. He like takes her to the station, sticks her on a train, and goodbye, go on, get out of here. And that's basically what the song is about.
I hope it's not written from past experience, Tim. But
no. This is pure imagination.
Well, I knew it would be. Going Down to the Station by the one and only riff master, Tim Consley. Enjoy, ladies and gentlemen. The riff master, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely fantastic. So, Keon, you're the final guest. I'll let you talk last there. We'll go ladies first. Emily, then Peter, then Mark.
Yes. Like I said before, I really love rock, and with the voice and how the guitar, what you call in English, melt together. It was really like feeling that vibe. I could go, just along a road and say, fuck all my haters and fuck all what other has to say. I'm just, going with the flow. So, yes.
Yes, from Denmark.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Peter Cook, before you say it, do you know, see if anybody could put that man in a real studio with, you know, some real, like, honestly, he does everything with the basic stuff. The man's disabled, meant to be. I'm sorry for saying that, Tim. You know, he does it all with the basic stuff. Peter, fly him over to the UK sometime, and he can do everything. Peter Cook, what's your thoughts? Peter, Mark,
Well,
Darren,
that was
then
the first
Keith
thing
on.
that struck me. Recorded it all yourself. I was laughing because I was sort of enjoying, you know, you can go away and just bugger off and don't come back. And, you know, I kind of thought this is, you know, that there was no pretense in it. It was just like, just get out of my life. And I thought that's a great amount of honesty in a song, because, you know, lots of things are disguised in songs these days, I find. And there's good reason to do that as well. But this was not the kind of song where you want to disguise anything.
Right.
So I loved the sentiment of the song. And I love the fact that you did all the instruments and all the production. And so I presume you used Logic or something to do all this, to assemble it all, or something like that.
Cakewalk by Band Lab.
Okay. So, I mean, even I don't know that, but really, really impressed with the production and everything. And doing it all yourself is really hard, because I do some of myself on my own, so I know how long it takes. So thank you so much for that song.
Peter, 24 hours he's thought of a song, written it, and made it all. 2 days tops. That's him taking his leisure, eating his peanuts when he's doing it and that. You know. Mark Story, Darren DeFlair, and then Key on our final guest of the evening. Mr. Story.
Well, Tim. I mean, when you've thought of an idea and recorded it and mastered it, I'm still turning my computer on. The Resurgence album for you, for me, in my opinion, is exactly what it says on the label. All your stuff's great, you know, I love it, but you seem to have really got some fire and some heavy, much sort of a heavier, more of an attack on the material you're writing on this album. I heard that this morning and I was bouncing around the kitchen to it. So that's class, mate. You know, I love what you do. And as I've said before, you always raise that bar a little bit higher every time you do another tune. So full marks, fella, full marks.
Thank you. Thank you so much, bro.
Well said, Matt. Darren?
Yeah, just like to say now, I've listened to about 4 or 5 year songs. The one thing I sort of fallen in love with your sort of tracks is, do you play the actual drums or you program them?
No, I play an actual electronic drum set plugged into my computer.
Right. Well, I just got to say, that's what I'm falling in love with. I'm falling in love with your drums and your bass lines, but your drums in particular. You're doing these flourishes and they're not boring or whatever. They feel like you're playing them. That's why I asked or whatever, because I thought if you've programmed this is out of the world, but natural playing is the best anyway or whatever. So yeah, the guitar tones was really good and everything. I loved your vocals, but I just wish you were slightly up. It was because I'm a little bit greedy. I wanted more of your voice in the song or whatever. I loved your voice, but I just wanted to hear a little bit more of it. And I just, the actual song itself and what it was all about, very sort of dry, mean. You would almost see like what's it, Clint Eastwood type of feel to it, almost like, you know, get ye gone.
You're right.
So I really enjoyed it.
Hey, Darren, that's what I'm saying. You've got no more than 10% effort for the man, and anything he does is just throwing it together, basically. Do you know what I mean? If any songs people like them, he could sit down for a week and honestly, somebody bring him to a Joey Stuckey. I'm calling you out if nobody else when you hear this. So, Keon, what was your thoughts before we get to your song, young man?
Wow, I can relate to a lot of that. You know, hey, just go, girl, don't come back. I can relate to it. So yeah, absolutely. Hey, great job with the guitar and all of it. Yeah, I loved it. It spoke to me.
Well said, Keon. And isn't Keon's personality infectious? Like, he's just such happy. He's been here for like 2 hours, 37 minutes. He's not stopped smiling once. Short and sweet compliments. Brilliant, dude. Tim Consley, love you to bits. He's not the global director for nothing, Tim Consley, everyone. Till the next time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So, Keon, could you introduce yourself, Mr. Keon Harris? And why did you write the song Sound Like Home?
Hello, everyone. I'm Keon Harris. I'm an award-winning songwriter and recording artist from Vernon, Alabama. And I started writing songs at the age of 11 because I was shy as a kid, and so I always just wanted to express my thoughts and feelings. And the best way to do it for me was write them down. And so, yeah.
Well, without further ado, Keon Harris with Sound Like Home. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy.
I'm not from around this city, but I seen you walking in so fine and pretty. That smile you shot my way made me all giddy. Wanted to flash my charm and be witty. You stopped by my table. Let's see if we can make this fable. The words that came out of your mouth, yeah, I knew then you were from the south. Oh, woman, you sound like home. That sexy voice sends chills to my dome. You can search Paris and Rome, and you can search it on Google Chrome, but it ain't nothing like home. Woman, you sound like home. That sexy southern accent sends chills up my dome. Baby, you sound like home. You can take the boy out of the country, but you can't take the country out of the boy. Seeing you and hearing that sexy voice brings me joy. You got me hanging on your every word, sounding like a little songbird. The sweetest sounds you ever heard. Light me up like the 4th of July. That sexy voice and those pretty eyes get me higher than the clouds in the sky. Oh, woman, you sound like home. That sexy voice of yours sending chills up my dome. You can travel all the way to Paris and Rome, and you can even search it on Google Chrome. But baby, it ain't no place like home. Woman, you bringing me back home. Your sexy voice sends chills up my dome. Baby, you sound like home. It's so nice to know, no matter where I go, there'll be some southern comfort in tow. We may not be from round here, but our southern heritage we hold dear. Order some fried chicken, biscuits, and gravy. And for dessert, some pecan pie, yeah, baby. I'll never forget the day you walked in. Just being in your presence takes me back when. Woman, you sound like home. That sexy southern voice sends chills up my dome. You can travel all the way to Paris and Rome. You can even search it on Google Chrome. But there just ain't no place like home. Woman, you sound so country. You don't know just how happy you made me. Baby, you sound like home. You sound like home.
Keon Harris, everyone.
Nice one.
And you know, just awesome, bro. Awesome, Keon. Let's go, ladies first. We'll go Emily, and then we'll go Redbeard.
I feel it was really like a cool, chill song when you got home and you need to relax and just you put this song on your how to say in English, stereo on like, and you just like cozy back and I just feel like I was needing a drink and just getting back and relax and just chilling.
Thank you.
I'll say, look at that big smile, Keon. Keon's got the biggest smile in the room the night. All night, he just smiled all day. I bet you nothing bothers you, Keon. I bet you're happy all the time. Yeah, all day.
Well, I would say all the time. I try to be though, but I would say all the time.
Do you know what I said to Tim? I said, I can't wait to get Kay on the show. He's such positivity when we've been speaking back and forward in the voicemails and stuff like that. Love you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Mark Story, Peter Cook.
Yeah, Kayon, that was great. You definitely, your positivity does shine through. It is really quite magical. That was like poetry put to music. I really liked it. I kind of just closed my eyes and just got into the backbeat and listened to what you were saying, and it was just, that's what I love about this podcast, is you get to hear so many different styles, so many different artists doing so many different things, and if you keep your mind open, it's a treasure trove, and you're part of that treasure trove. So nice job, fella. I enjoyed that.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the compliment.
Well said. Mr. Cook, Mr. Consley, then Mr. DeFern. That's us done for the evening.
Well, the first time I've ever heard harp on a rap song or whatever you call it, but that was a really cool riff. That was, I thought, I don't know if it is a harp, but it sounded like a harp. Is it? It is, yeah.
Yeah, I threw that in there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a real nice hook. And I just so much enjoyed the lyric. The map is not the territory, the pizza is not the pizza box, and Google Chrome is not real life. I think that's what I took from that part of it. Lots of real good wordplay has been already explained already. So and a nice consolidating hook in terms of the main sort of point of the song. So loved it. And the last thing, simplicity. It's Brian Eno said, or was it Einstein? Don't make anything more simple than it needs to be. So really simple. But that's actually a great strength in this song.
Thank you so much.
Well said, Mr. Cook. Tim?
Yeah, I agree with Peter. I mean, I love the lyric. The beat was just so chill and relaxing, and sounds like home. I thought you did a great job with it. I really did.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're most welcome.
Well said, TC. Darwin DeFern?
Yeah, when I first started listening to this, I didn't really understand what I was listening to. It took me a little while because it was so different, right? And then I started to get because I do some rap and that type of stuff or whatever, but it's the fact that what I would say about the song is so intimate, right? Your vocals are the most intimate of tonight's. It sounds like you were talking to your girl or something like that or whatever. You're not really singing to the audience, you're singing to a single person. That's why I loved. I don't know how far your voice was to the mic or whatever, but that made it so intimate. and the beat, I got the beat. It wasn't the beat, right? If I just listened to the beat and the harp, I would have loved it. If I just listened to your song, I would have loved it straight away. But it's the combination of both threw me a little bit until I sort of listened to it, and then I got it. And yeah, as everybody said, very clever wordsmithing. Thought it was excellent, absolutely brilliant.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well said, Darren. Well said, everyone. Keon, thanks for being a marvelous guest, brother. And keep that
Thank
smile.
y'all for having me.
That'll take you a long way. Keon Harris, until the next time. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Nice to meet
Thank you for having
everybody.
me.
I'm just going to end the live.